Right. So let me just read off a couple of your guys's. A 1, 2025 is rough. I hear you, Susan. Solid 5, says Adrian. 10's out of, Melissa's at a 10. Awesome. So let me just read off a couple. Okay, we are on YouTube. Blythe is at 7, Jay is at 2, Christy's at 7, Kelly's at 1, no worries. Okay, Ton is at 9, Luther, 5.5, so precise. 6 and getting better, yes, Anne, awesome. Well, my goal for you is to reach a 10. Actually, I don't know. 10 is, to me, happiness is fleeting. Everything in life is just temporary. It's like, we hit it. And then another thing happens, and life is always lifing. So wherever you are at is where you need to be. It's perfectly imperfect. But let's see if we can make it better. Yeah. So awesome. We're going to get started. For those that are just joining for the first time, welcome to the New Year New Career Bootcamp. Actually, give me a hand. I know you guys can't raise your hands. Okay, so type in new if you're brand new to me, like you just found me 1 day ago or less. Okay, lots of new people. Type in, I don't want to say old, let's just say veteran, or like type in OG if you've been following me for over a year now. OG. I'm trying to get up on like the Gen Z slang. I'm not that cool. Okay, awesome. Lots of old faces too. OG in the house. Yes, Luther, amazing. Awesome, Blythe. Awesome, Sonia, Jean. Okay, so whether you're new or old, I've been doing these boot camps about 4 years now. And each time people say they come back because they just like the inspiration, they like the encouragement, they like to hear what's going on in the market and how to position themselves. And for a lot of us, we ebb and flow in our careers. We could land a job and love it and get laid off or involuntarily resign. So there's so much that happens. And I just want you to know again, wherever you are at is temporary. And there's always more room for improvement. If you're brand new to me, maybe you're actually, let me know in the chat. I'm so interactive, you guys. I want to know. So if you've been job searching for more than 6 months now, no shame in the game, just type in a 1 for me into the chat. If you have just been thinking about it and starting, you're just wanting to get a strong foundation, type in a 2 into the chat. And if you are like, I'm not even sure I'm ready to job search, I just want to put out feelers, type in a 3. Okay, so we have a big gamut and a big range, but I love that you are all here to just get a fresh start. So I want you guys each to hit a mental reset on 2025 on your job search, because in this New Year, New Career Bootcamp, my goal is to help you walk through the step-by-step of how to land a dream job. We're going to go over mindset. We're going to go over practical strategies. I'm going to give you growth assignments each day so that you can take what we're learning and not just like keep it up here, but you're actually integrating it and implementing it, because action is where the results are. We're also going to get rid of any excuses. If you feel like I don't have the experience, I'm not extroverted enough, I don't network enough, I don't have the right certifications or education or skills, or it's my employment gap, nobody wants to hire me. We're going to get rid of all of that today. Sound good? Blow up the chat, say good, or give me a thumbs up if that sounds good. And by the end of this week, I just want you to know that landing a dream job is 100% possible. Even if it doesn't feel that way right now, it is 100% possible. So first, whether you are live with me now, I love that you guys are blowing up this chat, or your team replay, I want to celebrate you. Like, seriously, round of applause for being here right now, because it means that deep down you are worthy. You know you're ready for a change. You're committed. You're making time for you. And that is so important. And I'm so glad that you're doing that. And I'm celebrating you for that. We had over 1,500 people register for this. And right now there's 90 of you in this room. So truly, you're already at the top 1%. So I'm just so glad to be here with you. Because this is our first day, I want to just share a quick slide really quick. And we're going to go over quick housekeeping items, and then we're going to dig into becoming the architect of your career. So everything starts off with clarity. So first and foremost, this is our schedule for the week. We're meeting every day at the same time, 5 p.m. Pacific. Sorry, East timers. I hope you're night owls. Bear with me. We're going to try to keep these an hour or under. And you'll get the Zoom link in your inbox, but if you haven't yet already added the add event to your calendar, add it. But this is where we are. And then if by chance you are lost, you're like, oh no, I'm so behind, just know that we have replays at cultivateyourcareer.com/directory, and that's going to house everything that we do for this entire boot camp together. I also want to shout out my amazing team. Guys, there's so much that goes into creating an event like this. And Melissa's here, Perez is here, July is here. I just really want to say a big thank you to them for making all of this possible. I feel like a lot of times we think our skills are just so basic, like anybody can do this, or what we do in terms of our roles and responsibilities are not a big deal. Like, oh, it's not that important. But I can tell you from being like a strategic thinker and a writer and a coach, I cannot do half the things my team does. Like truly, whatever skill, whatever gift you're born with, do not discount them. And I really want you to know I'm speaking from like an owner's perspective or like a CEO perspective or a business organization perspective. What you do truly matters. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Because I think, again, I talk to so many job seekers that say, I don't know, organize things. I just project manage things. But no, like everything is so important. My team knows I cannot do any graphic design. I try to make something and somehow I like make it uglier. So just really want to shout out Perez for all these beautiful slides you guys are seeing today. And then you guys will meet Melissa. She's one of our coaches inside of our program, the Happily Hired Formula. She's also the community manager. So if you haven't yet hung out inside of the Facebook group, definitely say hi to her. And then July here is our amazing social media. Like if you found me on Instagram or LinkedIn, July's probably behind it. So big shout out to the team. And again, for anybody here that's just like, I don't know if what I do is that impressive. Trust me when I say your organization needs somebody with you and your skill sets. All right. Finally, I wanted to share with you guys that we have a Facebook group for our time together. We are going to be compiling questions that come up because on the fourth day, on Thursday, we have a live Ask Me Anything. So if you have any questions about your job search, your background, your situation, feel free to bring them. We're going to do hot seat coaching. It's going to be a little bit of a different format. I'll have you raise your hand, put yourself on camera if you want to, or you could just do audio because I know that scares some people. But I'm here to ask anything and just be your career coach for the week and hopefully make sure that you walk away just feeling clear. This is where I'm stuck. This is what I need to do. Also, really fun. Let me stop share really quick. I want to point out that we have, oh, you guys can't see the slides. Sorry. When I was sharing my slides, I couldn't see the chat. So if you guys can't see the slides, I'll try to figure something out. But what I want to say is we have a spin the wheel by popular demand. This is back. So what this is I'm going to be spinning the wheel every night at the end of our sessions. And one lucky winner is going to win something on this wheel. And the only thing you have to do to participate is be here live. My team is going to tell me who they feel is deserving of one of these prizes. And let me tell you, there's some pretty epic prizes. Of course, there's like the Starbucks gift card, but I have $50 Nordstrom or Lululemon in case you're in your athleisure era or need like a new interview outfit. We have a resume audit that's worth $299. Uh, a one-on-one coaching session with me. That one is something I'm excited about because I want to connect with you. And hopefully, our grand prize is a seat into our Happily Hired Formula coaching program. So if you know you want to take everything that we're learning and work hand in hand over the next 6 months or up to 6 months, hopefully you land a dream job sooner. Just know that that's up for grabs. And what we're doing in this boot camp is I'm going to be breaking down my philosophy, my strategies. I'm going to be giving you the framework behind how to job search. But a week, 4 days really is not enough time to implement everything. So just want you to know on day 3 is our masterclass. I'm going to be breaking down everything, including like, here's the step-by-step, all the way from 0 to the end, negotiating your salary. But if you're interested in working together, you want career coaching support, you're like, I've been looking for a career coach. I'll talk to you more about what the Happily Hired formula entails, but for now, just know it's a juicy scholarship that is up for grabs. Yes, very exciting. So let's get into it, shall we? You guys ready? Okay, so let me just make sure you guys can see my slides. Let me do share again. Optimize for video sharing. Maybe that'll help. Can you guys let me know in the chat really quick if you can see this? Yes. Okay, you guys can see it. Sorry. So this is what I wanted to share with you guys earlier and what I was scrolling through. And so that's the calendar. This is our team. This is our Facebook group. And what I wanted to share is I took a poll earlier last week to ask where you guys feel the most challenged with your job search. Let me know in the chat, by the way. Just type in clarity or getting visible or motivation if any of these are your challenge, but you can see that a whopping almost 50% wants to get more visible in this market, understandably. And another 25% wants to feel motivated and consistent. And another 25% wants more clarity. So they're all connected, and truly you can't stand out if you don't have clarity, and you can't stand out if you're not motivated. So we're going to go through all of it together. And if you guys are having any other types of struggles, definitely type them into the chat. We'll again be collecting questions for our AMA on day 4. Really quick, by the way, for those that are new to me, let me just give a quick intro. I'm Emily Liu. I've lived many, many lives. I was actually a resume writer in my undergrad. I've become a human resources professional / a recruiter / a headhunter. I became one of LinkedIn's top 10 voices to follow in job search advice because I love sharing daily advice on LinkedIn. I've become a certified life coach and a career coach. I'm also the creator of the Happily Hired formula. But at my core, what I really love is helping humans thrive and helping them create a life that they love, like they freaking love. And I truly believe that career happiness exists. And I want you to find a 9 to 5 that really lights you up. That's become my mission. My go-to hashtag used to be wake up happy on Mondays. So that's just a quick intro. And I want to break down something really quick because I know for some of you, you may be feeling like, I need a job ASAP. I needed a job yesterday. Type in drowning if that's you. No shame in the game. We're all in different stages, and this market has been incredibly challenging. So I'm just going to put that in there. Beautiful. Thanks for your honesty. Yeah. So first off, you're not alone. There's so many of us. What I really want to talk about is when it comes to career clarity, It's important to know your goals because I think for a lot of us, we want that for happy ending. We want that fairy tale ending. We want that, like, I never want to job search again ending. And yet, a lot of us are feeling like we're just trying to keep our head afloat. We just really want security and stability because right now I feel like I'm trying to survive and I can't hold out and I can't do whatever. So I just really want you, if you're feeling that way, to zoom out. You have decades of your career left, right? Think about average retirement 65, how many years you have in between. So, first off, I want you to take off the pressure to figure it all out right now. Like, I need to figure out my forever job. I need to figure out my forever career because that pressure is often like we need pressure to motivate ourselves, but that type of pressure can also paralyze us. It could feel very overwhelming. It could feel very stuck. I want to just say, like, because I have a lot of job seekers who come to me with, like, Emily, can you help me find a job in 30 days? And it really stresses me out. It makes me anxious. And I'm like, I wonder how they're feeling, you know? And the best analogy I can use is when you feel like I need a job ASAP, it's almost as if you're drowning at sea. Like you're just drowning in survival. And what you really need is to get to an island. So if that is your goal right now, I want you to focus on short term. How do I get myself to an island? And this island is focused on the company that I would love to grow with, the company that I'd eventually love to do a title switch with. What are you immediately qualified for at these types of companies? And allow yourself to break your career into multiple steps. I'm going to get this job that I'm immediately qualified for. I'm going to build trust. I'm going to build my reputation, my credibility. I'm going to build the internal knowledge. I'm going to build my internal network. I'm going to talk to HR 6 months, a year in to let them know, hey, I would love to help this organization do XYZ. Can we talk about shadowing opportunities? Can we talk about what it would take in order to get there? Can we talk about upskilling or tuition reimbursement to learn XYZ, right? So we don't need to figure it all out right now. If you are drowning right now, we need to figure out what job can you get short term that can allow you the opportunity to grow into the role that you want to go into. Now, some of you might not be drowning at sea. Maybe you're at a job right now and you're gainfully employed, and yet you're feeling unsatisfied, unchallenged. Type in unchallenged if that's you right now. Maybe you're already on a beach, but maybe you're looking for another beach with more coconuts or more pink sand, right? So beautiful. So this is good for you too to know where you're at because you have the stability. You're no longer in survival. Like I can't even think strategically because I'm just trying to survive. If you're gainfully employed, you have more time to be selective about where you're going next. You can really take the opportunity to look at what role, what organization you want to enter and reverse engineer it. What kind of gaps do I have? What can I be filling in the gaps with? How do I start building intentional relationships? Because as much as everybody says network, like relationships take time, right? And so you get to kind of think about your job search a little bit differently. So I just want you to take a moment to think about which situation you're in. Are you looking short term or are you looking long term? And there's no right or wrong. I hope this metaphor helps you see the season of life you're in. And you will absolutely get to whatever beach you want. But it's just about getting strategic in what do I really need right now? And what's going to get me to my goal with more ease and with more flow? Because if right now you're unemployed and you're you're unemployed, you needed a job yesterday, and you're trying to make an industry switch and a title switch and a location switch, like that's too much going on, right? So just know that either plan is about knowing how to position yourself and getting visible. And all of that is just a skill that you learn. And we're going to break it down, okay? So, to feel confident in this, you first need to get crystal clear. Who am I? I have so many job seekers tell me every week, Emily, can you help me? I don't know what title to go for next or what job I should take next. Sometimes I scroll through my Facebook feed and I see all the time people posting like their background and they're asking strangers on the internet, can you tell me what I'm qualified for or what I should pursue next? And if this is you, that's okay. But I want you to stop looking outward for answers because nobody knows you, especially strangers on the internet. Nobody knows you and what is most important to you. So the big question that I'm really hearing when I hear like, I don't know what titles for me, I don't know where to go next, I don't know what I can offer, is really, I don't know who I am. So know that when you're talking about career happiness, you're finding an aligned career that's a natural extension of you. Like a career should be a natural expression of you, not something where you have to like put on a mask or put on a facade or, act differently. A career is going to allow you to amplify your natural expression. So what I want to share is, let me see if I can feel like I'm a DJ. I'm just like going back and forth with these buttons. All right. I want to share a career clarity blueprint. This comes from our career clarity module. If you don't know what you want, you're not ready to job search. You need to figure out and get crystal clear in order to find the aligned roles. I need to know the ingredients. What are my values? What's alignment for me in terms of my style of work? What are my sparchetypes? What is my zone of genius? What drains me that I want to avoid? What are my lifestyle needs? What are my top non-negotiables? What is my ideal workplace culture? Okay, let me just make sure you guys can see this. Oh, you guys are blowing up this chat. Okay, can you guys just type in a 1 if you can see your slides? Okay, awesome. Thank you. Now I'm like so nervous. All right. This is one of the first stages. Okay. If you can't define who you are, you can't define what you bring, you can't define what you're targeting, then you're not ready to effectively job search. Type in clarity if you get this, because you're going to end up writing a LinkedIn post about how difficult it is after 1,000 applications and not getting an interview or an offer. And I don't want that for you. Okay. We don't have time to go into all of these ingredients. So let me get clear on the most important ingredient employers want to know. Again, it's important that you know what you want, but employers are wanting to know, what is your purpose? Okay. So not what you're passionate about. So many people talk about their passion in their career. Passion is beautiful. It's really good to be interested in what you do and connected to what you do. But passion can also be something you do outside of work to fulfill and satiate you. It could be a hobby. And it's not always monetizable. I'm passionate about dogs, but it doesn't mean I need to go work at PetSmart or be a dog trainer. I can be, but it's not the thing that's going to fuel me and drive me just based on my blueprint and what I know. So your purpose is actually your why. What are you here to create? Our purpose as humans is to create. We're all put on this earth to create, whether it's creating solutions, creating art, creating words, creating innovations, creating laughter. I want you to take a moment. Let me know in the chat, what gifts were you given to be able to create something that makes the world better? So some words you can fill in is like, I'm here to contribute blank. I'm here to help blank. I'm here to add value by blank. So take some moment to think about that. And I don't expect you to know right offhand, so it's okay if you don't know. Take a moment to screenshot this and start pondering this question. What am I here to create? Beautiful. So I'm hearing encouragement, empathy, solving technical problems. Beautiful. You must be on the Myers-Briggs a T. The third letter must be a T. The ones that are empathy, you must be an F. I love Myers-Briggs test. And by the way, in memory of Martin Luther King Jr., thank you. He says, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? When it truly comes to your career, you're being of service to somebody else. You're doing something for others. So, what is it that your gifts are that you came here to do? Okay. Um, I'll share we're all wired so differently. And you can see from this chat, the answers are so different, which is beautiful. And yet they're the same too. So, a lot of you have the same purpose to make things better, to support others, to nurture others. Beautiful. Um, and we're going to dig deeper into this, but I want you to know that you're wired so differently. Nobody else is like you. You truly are unique. Your chances of being born, if you guys have been on these boot camp classes, you know the odds. So pop into the chat what the odds of you being born are. One in blank. Take a guess. I'm going to give it a minute. 1 million, no. 2 billion, no. Higher. 7 billion, nope. 6 billion, nope. Trillions, yes, Christy. 1 in 400 trillion. Think about that. Like, that's the odds of you being born. 1 in 400 trillion. So trust me when I say we are all unique. We all have different personalities, different gifts, different preferences, different interests, different strengths that we come into this world with. And knowing your purpose and your gifts is so massive because, again, these were given to you. And you owning it is how you stand out in this job search process. Okay. I want you to emphasize that. Again, I went back to thanking my team for their amazing skills. And they could be like, but doesn't everybody know graphic design, or what I do isn't that amazing? But trust me when I say whatever you're doing is making a massive difference. And so you need to be able to own that in the job search. You need to be able to state what you do with conviction. And here's what employers are really quickly assessing you for in these interviews. You have 30 to 60 minutes to convince an employer of these three, you're a yes to these three questions. Will we like working with you? Is this role aligned with your needs and preferences? What can you do for us? Okay, you can screenshot this if you want. We're going to dive into it deeper. So, will we like working with you? Okay, let me just make sure you guys can still see the slides. Okay, will we like working with you? This is the personality fit check. Do you let nerves take over? Are you sounding like a scripted robot? All of these things are going to make it difficult for the employer to get a sense of who you are. And we are animal bodies, by the way. So, like, when you go into interviews and you're like not making great eye contact, you're feeling meek, you feel closed off, your tone of voice is really low, it's really hard to connect. And I've been a recruiter, so I can tell you people let the nerves get the best of them and they close themselves off. Versus, if you are sitting upright, you're smiling, you're making eye contact, you're not glaring at somebody, but like you're making soft eye contact, you come off as engaged and confident and upbeat. This is when we feel connected to others. And even if they're not qualified, we want to give them a chance. Even if you aren't the best qualified, or if two candidates are equally qualified, I guarantee you the one who connected better is going to get the job. Okay. I want to share my client Nicole came to me because for 2 years she kept getting told she was the bridesmaid. She'd make it to the final round interviews, and for 2 years she heard over and over again, we went with another candidate. So she said she worked with a career coach who gave her the advice to memorize her answers. Just think about every single question, try to predict every single question you're going to be asked, and write out your answers, and then memorize them verbatim. So by the time I got Nicole, I instantly knew what was wrong. We did a mock interview and I couldn't get a sense of her personality at all. So I interrupted her after the second question and I was like, what are you doing? Like, whatever script you're reading, like, rip it up. Let's start over. Let's really build your trust in knowing that you're a good relationship builder. You're a quick thinker on your feet. You already know the 80% of questions that you can anticipate, and you can trust that you'll figure out the other 20%. So, what was incredible is she did all that. She got another interview and she crushed it. Her very next interview, she crushed, and she ended up landing a job at Johnson and Johnson when she didn't have any previous Fortune 500 company experience. She had zero industry experience, and she even got a 40% salary increase. Okay. So going back to connection, this is so important. If someone doesn't feel connected to you, it does not matter how great your skill set is. The personality hire is going to win because recruiting is subjective. I'm going to be sharing this over and over this week. Recruiting is subjective. Okay. Um, so allow your authenticity to shine through. We're born whole, we're born complete, we're born worthy. I say, look at any toddler and you'll see they're funny, they're adventurous, they're goofy, they're gleeful, they're light. And yet, a lot of us as adults have lost that. We've lost our light, so to speak. So we have to learn how to come back home to ourselves and take off all of those protective masks that we wear and who we think we need to show up as in that interview room. Drop the word connected into the chat if you get what I'm saying right now. Okay, let me take a pause. I just want to see if you guys are getting this. Okay, awesome. I always feel confident. Let me see, Weena, but I feel that being seen as arrogant or fake, even though I know it's true. Okay, beautiful. And actually, Weena, I'd love to coach you on this if you want to reserve that for Thursday, because I think that's something everyone, not everyone, but a lot of us can resonate with. There's a difference between confidence and arrogance. Confidence is like really owning that I feel confident, whereas arrogant is you're putting other people down or you're putting others to make yourself to feel the best. And so there's a very different vibe with the two, by the way. Okay, beautiful. Dang, you guys are blowing this chat up. I love it. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so let's go into the second question that I covered, which is this role aligned with your needs and preferences? I'm a huge fan of lifestyle design. I truly believe whatever you think up, whatever you're dreaming, there's a way to make that your reality. Um, that's why the career clarity blueprint is so important to know because most of us are on default. We're on autopilot. We're just like, yeah, whatever falls into my lap, let's go. But we haven't really thought of like, what are my needs? What do I prefer? What do I want? And hold ourselves to that standard. So knowing what you want, what your needs are is so important because once you know, you can stop wasting your time saying yes to opportunities that are so misaligned. You can start to conserve your energy and go after the roles that are aligned for you. This is how you start to filter and narrow in on what you actually want and what roles are going to allow you to thrive energetically. Okay, so I have a client, Victoria, that I'll share about who she didn't want to work weekends anymore as soon as she became a mom. It was very important for her to be at home with her kids. And she was working as an event manager at a music industry, Spotify is what it is. So she was working at Spotify as an event manager. And it was really tough because her events were on the weekends, like putting together these concerts and such. So she decided, you know what? I'm going to take my transferable skills and switch over to corporate events manager. And she started to help a huge biotech company put on conferences and all hands meetings, which is wonderful because they were on the weekdays. And she's so much happier because she can leave work on Friday and doesn't need to log in again until Monday. So drop the word values into the chat if you're being intentional about jobs that fit your ideal life. Like, I want to see you guys blow this chat up. Awesome. Yeah. So finally, recruiters and hiring managers are assessing you for what can you do for us? You know, what value do you bring? What can you contribute? How do you make our lives easier? And again, this kind of goes back to purpose, but the easiest way to answer this is getting clear on your zone of genius. Do you know your zone of genius? Are you able to articulate it? So, your zone of genius, I have a handy Venn diagram to share with you, is really simple. Your zone of genius is at the intersection of what am I good at and what do I enjoy doing? I need to be good at it and I need to enjoy doing it. Take a screenshot of this if you need to. And I want to emphasize that what you're good at does not mean you're the expert, you're the best in the world at it. But instead, it's something that comes naturally to you. You know, you raise your hand for this. You know, with the proper training and the proper environment and with the right capabilities, you can flourish at this as it comes to you. One of my favorite questions to answer is, imagine you went to an event and they said, oh no, our entire company quit. Everybody bounced. They're like, peace, but we need help. What would you jump in to do? What would you volunteer for? Would you be like the IT person that's like, okay, let me make sure everything is on network? Would you be the person who's like the PR crisis? Like, let me send out a message to everybody. You know, what is it that you would do? What would you jump at? Okay, so first is knowing what you're good at. What skills do you have in your toolbox? And the second part is to identify, do I enjoy this? Do I enjoy utilizing this skill? You know, when you enjoy utilizing a skill, time expands, time flies. You lose track of time. You're in the flow state. You look forward to doing this activity. This activity energizes and it excites you. You know, a lot of you may be doing something that you're good at, but don't truly enjoy anymore. There's a disconnect. You've lost the spark, so to speak, right? Do you ever feel like something that should be really quick and take a couple minutes takes you forever to get it done because you're just like, ugh, so heavy, so dreadful. You know, do you procrastinate a lot? That's all leading to misalignment burnout. And misalignment burnout makes you say, I don't know what I want. I'm confused. But the truth is, you do know. You just have been in this stagnant, stifled energy for so long that you're starting to question everything. Everything feels overwhelming. Everything feels like it's stuck. By the way, let me know in the chat if this is a familiar feeling. Just type in yep. Yep, I know this feeling. I know this feeling. Yes. Okay, all caps. Sarah. Awesome. Okay, so good. Once you know, we get back into alignment. We get to start asking, okay, what am I good at? What do I actually enjoy doing? So some of you have the spark for something that you're not very good at yet. But the question becomes, how can you become better at this craft? What do you need to learn? How can you practice? What kind of experience, non-paid or paid, can you gain? How can you immerse yourself into it so that you can let the employer know that you're really committed to this path? They can hear your hunger for it. They can hear the potential. They can see the potential, right? So when it comes to branding yourself, which we're going to cover over tomorrow, it's going to be very important that you understand, what do I want to be known for? You know, what do I want to train people to know me as so that when an opportunity comes up, they're like, yes, Amy is the no-brainer. Weena, yeah, let's give her a chance. I know she's really wanting this and she'll come up to speed with this. Okay. So when it comes to a successful job search, it's about knowing your zone of genius today and where you can contribute, and also knowing where you are going. Again, short-term versus long-term. I'll give you an example, because I feel like a lot of us feel like career transitions are so challenging, right? But my client Jessica recently landed a project manager position. And before this, she was a graphic designer. Like her whole resume, like Associate of Arts in graphic design. She worked as a graphic design manager, like everything was graphic design. Yet she knew that she didn't want to be a graphic designer any longer. She had her heart set on project management because uh, in her graphic design roles, she realized she loved her zone of genius was helping tight deadlines being met. She was the one who would raise her hand to lead team meetings. She'd always be planning the strategy around how do we get this completed for our clients. She was always volunteering to take care of the workflow management and all the budget tracking. So, knowing this clarity, she was able to emphasize this in her resume, her LinkedIn profile. She strategically took courses on project management and listened to podcasts to fill in her knowledge gaps. And she ultimately used what I call our happily hired method of getting strategic about what to apply to and who to follow up with. And in the interview, she was able to highlight her project management skills and not so much her graphic design, right? So we often like feel that, well, this is my background, so this is what I speak to. But we get to pick and choose what is it that we want to highlight. And P.S. Please only get a certification if you know this is your plan A. Type in plan A if you're being strategic about what grad school you're going to, what certificate you're getting, and it's not a plan B. Because I've talked to a lot of job seekers who are like, job searching is so discouraging. I feel like this is never going to happen. I think I just need to go to grad school and get my master's. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. No, because you're going to graduate and you're just going to be up against the same thing, only older and in more debt. So please, please, please make sure it's a plan A. Okay. Um, Cool. Thank you. That makes me happy to see all these plan A's. I did that and feel like I made a mistake. No worry, Delia. I actually don't believe in mistakes. I feel like everything is a blessing or a lesson. So take it as a lesson. So what intentional candidates do is they know their top three areas of expertise that the employer cares about and what they're going to highlight. So I'm going to tell you about my client Lauren because she landed 4 offer letters all in the same month. And yet she was a director of marketing. Marketing was her jam, but she hired me because she knew she could market anything in the world but herself. Type in relatable if that sounds relatable to you. Um, what I want to say is that when I spoke with her, it became very evident that her 3 areas of expertise were in digital marketing, leadership, and strategic visionary. Like those were her zones of genius. And we made sure that that was foundational and that was loud and clear on everything from her resume to her LinkedIn profile to the conversations that she had to the interviewing. And in a month, she had 4 companies competing for her because she was so clear. Like the employer didn't have to guess, this is where you fit in. They were like, oh, this is what she brings. And she's so intentional about it. She's so deliberate about it. She says it with conviction. And she ended up snagging a VP of marketing role. So employers don't care that you want to learn, you want to grow, you want to challenge. Take those words out of your vocabulary, okay? They want to know, what can you do for me in exchange for this paycheck? How can you make my life or my job easier? And get crystal clear on this because this naturally informs the roles that you go for. You know, there is not one singular title out there for you. So many people ask, oh, what do I type in? What's the one job title? What's that like shiny job title that goes into the Indeed? The truth is, your transferable skills can move from organization to organization, industry to industry. And new job titles are sprouting up every year, right? So, what I want to introduce you to is a framework or concept called form versus essence. Let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see this. Can you just give me a quick thumbs up or say yes? Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. You guys have fast fingers. Ariona, you're like fast. All right. Uh, Let me introduce you to a concept called form versus essence. So many of us are focused on this green line. I call this the goal line. We're focused on, okay, what is that external result? What is that specific outcome? What is that specific goal that I'm going for? And in job search terms, a lot of it is also, what is the title that I'm going for? And we get so fixated and we get obsessed with what is the one title, the elusive title that is me. And we're so focused on the doing and we get attached to this that we kind of miss out on the bigger picture. Because the bigger picture is needing to focus on your essence. So that's that perpendicular line, the purple one, that's actually going upwards, and it's called the soul line. And your soul line is the heart of something that gives it meaning, which is the essence. So it's focused not so much on the outer, but rather the inner. And it's more focused on your being. So instead of like, what am I doing? It's who am I being? Again, what am I doing? You can do a lot of different things, but the question is, who am I being? What is at the heart of what I'm here to do, my purpose with my zone of genius? So let me give you an example. This is a personal example. Like in my form, I can be an office manager. I can be a human resources manager. I can be a sales business development person. I could be an account manager. I could be a podcaster. I could be a course creator. I could be an executive assistant. I could be a life coach. I could be a career coach. The titles are endless. And actually, these are all the titles I've held before. I'm a 10x career switcher, by the way. I've done so many things, right? A lot of us are multi-talented and multi-passionate. But at my core, I really know I'm a teacher. I love teaching people. This goes back to childhood. I used to like pretend in the backyard, at least my mom tells me. I used to like get all my neighborhood friends and sit them down, and I would like teach them on imaginary whiteboard or chalkboard. Okay, so I love teaching. I also know that I'm a coach and a mentor. I'm really strategic. I'm a nurturer and an advisor. And I can be in any of these types of jobs that really allow me to be those things, that allow my essence to come alive. And at least the majority of the time in the job, right? I'm not pigeonholed. Like I know who I am at my essence and at my core, that I can look at a job description, regardless of the title, and be like, yeah, that sounds like me. Yeah, I could really see myself thriving in that. So, your goal moving forward in your job search is to evaluate the jobs by the essence. Is this a natural fit or an extension of me? Will this a job allow me to express my authentic self and my gifts? The best analogy I can give you is like in fashion, to me, job searching is so similar. Like you can be on, I don't know, like Banana Republic's website and be overwhelmed with like the 15,000 search results of items they have. But you can also just know your style. I'm really looking for things using the filter that are this color or this like cut or this length, this size. And you get to start looking at the results and being like, oh, yeah, I could totally see myself in that. Oh, no, I would never wear that. Are you kidding me? Right? The same thing can go for jobs, right? Once you know what your essence is, what jobs will fit you, that's what you want to get to, right? Who am I? what is my purpose? What is my zone of genius? What is the essence? Who am I really wanting to be? Not do, but who do I really want to be in the workplace? And is this going to allow me to see that? And that, my friends, is what we do in the interview process. And again, two-way street. You guys have probably heard this ad nauseum, but we're checking in at every single stage, tuning in. Does this feel exciting? Does this feel energizing to me? Do I feel like something's off? And really tuning into that. So again, when you know who you are and what fits you, you're naturally aligned. The right opportunity is going to come to you, and an employer will be able to spot and match you as well because you come off as an irresistible hire. You're not like, I'll take any job. You're like, I know what job I want and I'm not settling, right? And this is how you get jobs like Lauren and Jessica. And for them, before they had clarity, it felt very like spray and pray. Let me turn this into a numbers game. I hope somebody will interview me or invite me in or give me an offer. But again, once you're clear, once you're an intentional candidate, employers pick up on that. So your homework today, or I don't want to say homework, let's say your growth assignment today, please take a screenshot of this. But your growth assignment challenge is only going to be 10 minutes long. You can take longer if you want, but for today, I just want you to set a timer on your phone, 10 minutes, pen and paper. Really important you do this with pen and paper so you can activate your subconscious mind. I want you to just make a list of all your skills, all your knowledge areas, your responsibilities, both paid or unpaid. You're just going to make a long list of them. Like, here's what I've done in the past. Here's what I've learned. So again, it could be like coaching, course creation, Instagram, whatever it is. That's obviously my list. You're going to review the list and you're going to circle the ones that you enjoy. Again, I enjoy this activity. Again, it doesn't have to be all the time, but for the most part, I feel energized by this. I feel motivated to do this. I enjoy doing this. And then whatever you've circled or highlighted, your goal is to see if you can find the common themes and narrow in on your top 3 areas. Again, for Lauren, hers was digital marketing, strategic visionary, team leader. Like very, very clear. Those are the things that she loved. So I want you to find your top 3 areas, the buckets, the overlaps, and share your insights with us inside of the Facebook group, or you can share your challenge. Maybe you had a difficult time. I want to know about that so I can support you as well. Okay, let's see where we're at. All right, awesome, Christy. I'm glad this is resonating with you. Adrienne feels very pigeonholed. No worries. And we're going to get you out of that because nobody should be pigeonholed. I don't care if you're a specialist, you can mine for the gold. You have so much transferable skills. You just got to be able to, one, believe that I can expand this into different roles and industries. And then two, know how to find what is it that is the true essence of what I'm actually doing in this role. Like if it's so specialized in one technology or one database or whatever it is, like what is the true essence of that expertise or that specialization you've been in? Okay, shall we spin the wheel, you guys? I wish I had music. Man, something happened with my Spotify account. So unfortunately, I get ads every time. And I don't want to make you guys sit through ads. So let's, Alex, awesome. I love your energy. Let's go. Okay. So I need all your guys' energy. You guys can be like, spin the wheel. Okay. I don't know the theme song. Otherwise, I would sing it. All right. So let me just see what we're winning first, and then we'll go into who wins. Ah, la, 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 la. Okay, what is it? What will it be? I don't know if you could see that. $25 Instacart gift card. Ooh, okay. So the winner of this is Adrian. My team thinks that you've been sharing very vulnerably throughout the whole call, and they truly appreciate your vulnerability. Awesome, Adrian. Can you just DM me, like two panelists, your email address so we can hook you up with that? Please, by the way, take a moment to pop into the chat your takeaway from today. And again, I want everyone to do this growth assignment, even if you're like, ugh, that sounds dumb. That sounds like a waste of time. Often what we resist is what we need the most, by the way. But trust me when I say it's very few of us actually sit down to reflect. And all I'm asking is 10 minutes. So do it before tomorrow. Anytime you have a 10-minute break. I was going to say, I don't care if you're in the bathroom on your bathroom break, but ideally you would do this pen to paper. So keep that in mind. Okay, let me read some. Wow, you guys are like, I love your guys' engagement. Thank you. I can't keep up with this, but I'll try my best. Allow your authenticity pop out in interviews. You are being human that way. Take off every protective mask and just be you. Boom, Desiree. Love that. Yes, Lauren, I have a zone of genius. I just need to get focused and reflect on that. Beautiful. Yeah. And again, for those of you who feel like you're too specialized, we're going to be like zooming out and really finding the essence. And for those of you who feel like you're too generalized, or sorry, you're too much of a generalist, like I don't have anything, I'm not an expert, I'm not senior enough, I've been just doing a hodgepodge of things. This is where your zone of genius comes in. Out of all of those things that you've been a generalist in, which ones do you really enjoy? What really lights you up? Try to find those common threads. Beautiful, Marianne. I'm so glad. Ev says the career is a natural expression of you. Beautiful. And by the way, tomorrow we're going to be back at the same time. We're going to be talking about becoming the marketer of your career. This is all about personal branding. And again, clarity is going to help with that. Thank you, Luther. Awesome. If you're drowning, you don't need to find the perfect beach, just the nearest island. Yes, Tina. You truly, this goes back to the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? When we don't have our basic needs met, food, water, shelter, we don't have safety. We can't actually reach self-actualization, which is at the very top, because we're so worried and we're not able to think clearly. We're not able to show up as our fullest selves because we're in survival mode. And so I don't mean to say there's nothing wrong with gig jobs. Like if you're needing that, perfect, no shame in the game. And you can get intentional. I would focus on the organization and the company. What company and organization do I want to grow with? You don't want to tell them that you want to grow with them and you're looking for challenge, but you want to like find the company. I can get my foot in the door. Amazing. Now, oof, paycheck. Oof. No longer like scrambling and feeling like I don't have enough income or food or water or shelter. Good, I'm safe. I can think longer term. I can think more strategic. Great. Built-in network in this company. Great. Reputation. Great. Showing my work ethic. Great. Like then you open up opportunities for yourself. Beautiful. Okay. Today's takeaway is a great reminder that my genius is my main focus. Awesome. Okay. And again, if you guys have any questions, we're going to put a thread in the Facebook group as well. So you can ask your questions. We'll compile them. And then on Thursday, we'll be trying to get through as many questions as possible. And just know on day 3, we're going to be talking about more of the strategy of the networking and all that good stuff to stand out and get visible. So thank you guys for an amazing day 1. I can't wait to see where you guys end up landing. And I will see you guys on tomorrow's live stream. When? I had to do the calculation in my head or the conversion. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Where? Here in your email inbox. We'll send you the link, but it's the Zoom, and I'll see you then. Okay, thanks, guys.